Hi everybody, I am here at the beautiful land celebration in Virginia where I just finished together with Lee and our beautiful staff. I just finished the first module of the advanced leadership training, and we're about to go into the first module of the leadership development training. And as usual, when I'm observing people and witnessing people going through the processes, I realize that the greatest suffering is not necessarily, what happens to us, but what we make it mean. We put a lot of suffering onto ourselves by telling ourselves things like it's our fault, or we could have done better, all these kind of not so lovely things. And it reminds me of, there's a story from the Buddha where he talks to his monks and he says, don't shoot the second arrow. The first arrow being the unavoidable suffering that happens just by being a human being. If you haven't noticed, there's always something. It's pretty fragile, our human existence. So we might get sick, or we might lose a loved one, or the political climate is unstable, or there's a natural catastrophe, or anything that can happen to us being a human being, right? And then the second error is that we then make ourselves wrong. We we shoot at ourselves. We're harsh to ourselves in our own head, the way we treat ourselves. So, and that's a cause of such suffering. And I've been working with people for 30, 40 years now, and I really see that is the greatest source of suffering for many, many, many people. They do not know how to be self-compassionate. Compassion is a natural response to suffering. It's a response of the heart. And most of us don't know how to do that, how to be compassionate to ourselves. So let's say we get sick. We tell ourselves that's our fault because we haven't taken care well enough of ourselves, or we're not fit enough, or we're getting too old, or we don't have positive thoughts, that's why we get sick, or whatever we tell ourselves, instead of being kind to ourselves and acknowledge this is a moment of suffering, and how can we be talking to ourselves in a kind way. Or let's say we experience anxiety, right, mental anguish. And instead of being kind to ourselves and maybe receiving support from others, we tell ourselves we shouldn't be. We should be further along on the path. We shouldn't be anxious. We should be more mature than that. We should be happy and grateful all the time. That's not very helpful, is it? And the list goes on and on. So one of the reasons I'm so passionate about the Braveheart Compassion Cultivation course is because it really helps with that. It will really help you not to shoot the second arrow, to become aware when you're suffering, which happens to be quite a lot if you're a human being, whether that's physical, something's happened to you physical or mentally or emotionally. Maybe your heart is broken, you experience a loss or a divorce, or you're just feeling insecure about the world climate right now, or whatever it is, right? You will then learn to know how to speak to yourself, to calm your nervous system down, to apply healing balm on the wound instead of salt. And that's really something I want for you. It's hard enough being a human being, and also will help you actually to be more happy, to let in the good of others, of your own kindness, of whatever is helpful when we're suffering, instead of, putting more suffering on yourself. And then you'll also be more available for others. So it's only a good thing. It's a win-win-win all around. So come and join us. It's an 8-week course. It's live, online, which means we meet once a week, and you'll have practices both from the latest neuroscience and ancient practices, a combination of that. We like to do that at core. So join us. Love to see you. Big love.